boss. The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of its hosts, Urban Arts Enterprises, its advertisers, or affiliates, and are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. Is that right? What up, y'all? It is 7 o'clock on a Tuesday, so y'all know what time it is. It's time to do what we do. And I'm over here being bossed around by this crazy lady. What? What?
Are you like busting me out?
Busting you out. Well, you are crazy.
Busting me out. It's 7:02.
Anyway.
Even though the thing was on at 7.
Anyway. So what had happened was she tripping. Let me turn some lights up a little bit here. Okay, that's better. Linda Sanders, how are you? Thank you for coming through and checking in.
Hello.
Always good to see you in the building. Man, what up, y'all? Man, it been a long weekend. It been a wild weekend. It's been a fun weekend.
Yes, I'm still tired.
We was down in Tiny Rock, Arkansas with my man Ted the Boss Williams, and it was a fantastic event, a resounding success as usual. I have to say, because we're gonna do a lightweight recap on the events of the weekend, but we're gonna talk about some other topics tonight as well. I got a few things on my mind, some stuff I need to get off my chest. You dig? We're gonna talk about a few other things, but this is gonna be yet another interactive show because I want opinions, I want thoughts, I want ideas. Because, you know, we can sit here and complain all day about the stuff that goes on around the community and the things that we don't like, and we can clown and talk real crazy. But here's the simple fact, and that is if we don't provide any form of solution or come up with some reasons why these things take place, because, I mean, what's the sense in knowing what's going on if you don't have any way to fix it? You know what I mean? Lamar in the building. What's up, man? He said no cooking out tonight, just order out. We already did that. I had dinner already, so hats off, shouts out to the producer lady. She handled that business. Y'all won't be hearing me complain about food tonight. She handled that. She takes care of me. I
love the dance, Lamar, yay. The dancing was off the chain. Okay, we're gonna go and start with your
Arjanelle Anderson, what's happening? What's happening? Thank you for coming through. Kenneth Wynn in the building. Yeah, so we had a really good time, y'all. It was a real fly event. It was what was to be expected. It was everything that I knew that it was going to be. It was everything that I said that it was going to be prior to. So there were, of course, no surprises, and it is a well-run machine. They handled the business in Arkansas. Ted and Orange Slice are phenomenal promoters. They take care of the business. Now, like anything else, there's always going to be little small fires. And, of course, they were really excellent at putting those out. And, of course, if you didn't know if anything was going on, you wouldn't know anyway because they, again, are phenomenal promoters. So we had a thoroughly great time. And I'm going to go right quick and say right off the top, yep, the food was off the chain. Once again, the food was bananas. They handled that business. Go on, producer lady.
I was just going to say, hey, Sandra. Yes, the food was off the chain. The dances were good. The only hiccup, I think, that went on, and people that were there know, the timing on the workshops got a little
wonky. Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I could see. And the workshops were long. Ted,
you got your money's worth, that's for sure.
Josiah worked with the guys, and then they, merged together. The class was a nice size. Ted was able to handle it. He did walking, he did stepping,
and trios.
And some trios. That was fun. And then after that, we had Greg Dixon. He did a walking class, amazing. He told you it was 4 different styles of walking. I know he's in Memphis. I don't know if he's from Chicago or not, but I know he's from Memphis. And for him to know that it's different styles of walking, I thought that was good. He talked about the respect and etiquette, which is extremely important.
Etiquette, that critical element, etiquette.
He gave you 2 different, if you're in a relationship type dance, if you're not in a relationship type dance. I thought that was excellent. So people looking for walking instructors.
Greg Dixon is your man.
Memphis, Tennessee. Then after that, we had Sean Ballantyne class, and he gave a nice class. And I saw him do something. Well, I don't see his classes all the time, but I saw him do something a little different than what we see when you watch his videos. Um,
Well, one of the things that I like about Sean Ballantyne is that his style of instruction makes it very easy for people to learn.
I think so.
And because I'll never
And it
forget
makes
when
it
we
fun too.
I'll never forget when we had the opportunity to watch him do his thing at the Taste of Chicago down there
Yes.
in Grant Park, and he had some of everybody out there teaching them this dance, and they were catching on, and it was really an interesting thing to see, and I think he does an excellent job with that. Lisa Brooks in the building. How you doing, doll? My man Tree is in the house. Bruce, what's
Hey,
happening?
Chi-Town.
Sandra Nixon, Marvin Wooten up in this piece. Y'all coming on through. Let's make it do what it do, y'all. So
Hey, Janet. Hey, Marvin.
overall, it was a phenomenal weekend. So on Friday, because we didn't get there till Friday, they had a day set, which went well from what I understand. We got there Friday night.
And I heard lots of inside stepping T-shirts was at the Friday.
Yeah, we heard the inside stepping
Thank you,
showed
everyone.
out,
Thank you.
showed out and represented. And I definitely want to thank everybody for that. Because every time we see an inside stepping T-shirt, we know you support the channel, and that we do appreciate very much.
That helps for flights and entertainment.
On Friday, the event itself, turned out really nice from what we understand. Everything went well. Saturday, Saturday was a very good. Like I said, like Poppy said, the workshops were good, and yours truly did the played the day set. And of course, I tore the roof off like I do.
Wait a minute, we got to back up.
What? Why
Friday
we gotta
night
back
they
up?
had an after party. Brian insisted he wasn't going.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
so nice and sweet. We got to go to
Hey, Darlene, man.
the after party. I got a good 3-4 dances in it, and we went home.
Now, see, I said I wasn't going to no after parties, but I ended up at the after party anyway,
So-
thanks to somebody. But it was not a bad thing.
He
It was a
trying
nice.
to- He was trying to make a left. I said, no, you got to make a right. You got to make a right. Because it was directly across the street from the hotel.
It was actually in a very good location. It was right across from the hotel, so it wasn't a bunch of driving and transporting that had to be done. It was really good. I really liked the venue.
Oh, the venue was
It was
nice.
really neat. It was a nice little spot, very clean, very
Hey, darling.
direct and to the point, if you will. And so everything was good.
It's nice.
Linda Brooks, will you say it's not Linda? It's Linda, not Lisa. Did I say Lisa? I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were speaking to somebody else because he has two different things going on.
Yeah, you have to.
So I thought
You have
were
to.
speaking to somebody
You have
else.
to forgive me. I'm
Elamar said Thursday day set and evening went well also. Yeah, I saw some video and some pictures. Everybody looked nice. I think it was African.
Yeah,
wear.
I did not broadcast the day set. I started to, but I was
Was it
DJing.
Thursday?
Oh, Thursday. Okay. I was DJing on Saturday, so I just kind of did my thing, and it turned out really nice. Norma Wilson in the building. Freddie Crowell. Crowell. How do I pronounce that? Crowell. Freddie from the Day Say Hello. All right, my man.
From
the deep.
Somebody said, "Oh, Sydney, the air conditioning was off the chain, like you said."
Oh
bro.
yeah, I told you.
Our
I told you.
microphones were cold.
Sydney Bay. I told you that AC. Well, listen, I know of a matter of fact, Jerry out of Virginia, Jerry Lanicia, Jerry went and sat in the car. It was too cold. It was too cold. I'll just say this here.
Hey, I thought the temperature was great.
A smart promoter makes sure that the room is cold before the crowd comes in. That way, when the crowd begins to sweat and things get hot, it remains comfortable in the room. And it did remain comfortable throughout the night.
Sweaty shirts, no meat,
One no sweaty,
suits or
yeah.
nothing.
Ladies, you was not gonna sweat your curls out at Krush Kreme, and not because you wasn't dancing, but because the temperature in there was gonna keep you where you needed to be. Also, another benefit of having that cool temperature in there, it keeps the germs down. It's like a hospital. It keeps all of the bad stuff, from transferring too quick and easy.
I
So
don't know, for a minute, boy, I thought I was getting catching a cold, strep throat. It was so cold on Saturday. I was like, good Lord. Let me
well,
pop
damn,
some vitamin C.
that's crazy.
But yes, it definitely the temperature's fine for me. And some people brought up their blankets.
Kenneth Wynn
They
says,
know.
a hat tip to Belinda Booker for organizing Jamie Graham's appreciation party. That is yet another event that went on this weekend, and we're going to talk about that
Now,
too.
was that this weekend?
Was it?
Last week.
What was it? Okay.
Kenneth Wynn what was was the day that I seen the videos and pictures. I think that was last week.
Okay.
She still needed
Starnia
her
Lamar
fan.
says she still needed her fan. She needed to see polar bear. She did
I
say she
know.
liked it real
Yes,
cold.
yeah. It
Well,
didn't
it was
bother
you was
me
right at
neither.
home.
Yeah.
Kathleen Rose Davis in the house. How you doing, Dal? So yeah, we the temperature in there was quite chilly,
Cannot
but
complain.
I like that. I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell you something. It was so cold in there that when I grabbed my microphone off the table, it literally was cold. It was freezing in my hand. It was
bottom
cold.
part of this
Yeah.
was cold.
So that was a good thing. Oh, okay. Kenneth said on Wednesday. Okay, yeah. Shout out to
Belinda,
Belinda Booker. Look,
Jamie.
I have to give her I give her a lot of credit for being one of those people who is a strong facilitator within the community. But I do want to say this. I was literally just a little while ago, daggone it done got away from me. I had it sitting right here.
All right, well,
Someone made the comment. Dang it. I had it up here on my thing and it done disappeared on me. And it said, if you want to enjoy the stepping community for years to come, don't join no cliques. Don't become a promoter. Don't become an instructor. Just go dance.
you go in, dance.
I cannot agree with that more. That is some of the most profound, that is one of the most profound statements that I have. I had it up here. I don't remember. That is one of the most profound statements that I have seen in a very long time in regard to this dance. Because the simple fact is, people, and it also said, and don't enter no contest or any of that.
No, I like people getting the contest.
Well, you might like it, but the problem, and I agree with the statement. You can agree with you can say that, and that's fine. But the point that was being made, matter of fact, I just break it down like this. Think about the people that you know that have been contestants over the years, right? And ask yourself, are these people, a lot of them, still around? Are these people still working within the community? We talking years and years later. This stuff, if you're not very careful, will burn you out. You cannot get too involved with certain things, and it's easy. There's a lot of pitfalls in this community, and it's easy to get caught up. You'll look up and you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, man, what happened? I'm not having fun anymore. You got to look at all of the people who have worked so hard to really zap the fun out of this because of their own self-serving needs. You got people that want to be popular. You got people that want to social climb. You got people that want to call themselves instructors and call themselves DJs, and they simply need to go back to the drawing board. They need to stop. And then you get people, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say people like me who are critical of these things. Why? Because people like me who have been around this all of their life, we don't like to see people screwing stuff up. And when we know it's wrong, then if I say to you, if I see you doing something wrong that I know is wrong within the community, and I say to you, hey man, you probably shouldn't do that. So now all of a sudden I become the villain.
So we're talking shady promoters, arrogant instructors,
all of that. Arrogant DJs that can't DJ. The list goes on. We got a lot of stuff that goes on throughout this entire community, and people bring their baggage with them.
But how about the ones who have their blockers on and they just running around with butterflies?
That's what I just said.
In La La Land, and they don't see any of that.
That's the point. That was the whole point of what I just said. Don't involve yourself in that stuff, and you will live to love this dance for a very, very long time. The minute you start promoting, and I'm glad. Matter of fact, I'm glad we're segueing into this because the point that I'm about to make is this. What?
Did we finish on Saturday and Sunday, and then?
Okay, you want to finish it? Go ahead. Why are you looking at me like that?
The DJs, and then you kind of got sidetracked. So
I'm not sidetracked.
We said Friday. We talked about.
You just want to go down that rabbit hole.
Saturday. You DJ'd the day party. Then Saturday night it was Daryl and
E.T. Taylor. E.T. Taylor and Daryl.
Friday.
Daryl Greenwood, they got it in. Daryl Smooth Greenwood, my man E.T. Taylor out of Chicago, they did the damn thing. Tore it up on Saturday night. Pony Mac came through like he always does.
Hey,
showed up and showed out on Friday. Now, Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, we left. We had to go. We had to get down that road. And so because we had to make a move, we weren't able to be a part of Sunday's festivities. However, we did hear that it was nice. Elamar says, to get back on topic, I do want to say that you said it would be a reunion atmosphere, which was true. And and I want to thank you for your foresight and welcoming of newcomers. Thank you, Lamar. Look, man, it was wonderful meeting you and your wife, man. I had a fantastic time hanging out with y'all. I loved your wife's energy.
Yeah,
Strong energy, man.
They was over there getting it and dancing and walking, and I just loved it. Every time I watched them, they were just smiling and cheesing.
Absolutely.
I think this dance is amazing for couples when they can go out, go to dinner, dress up, dance, and have fun. I like saying that. And lots of nice marriages came out of this dance also. So I think that's
Lee and John in the building was happening. I see you lady sings the news, Miss Lady. Yeah, so to stay on the subject matter for the moment, because I want to get back to what we was talking about. Everything just it was a great event. Everything went the way that it was supposed to. Like Poppy said earlier, there was a little, I guess, confusion in regard to the scheduling of the workshops. However, just for the record, the workshops literally went from 11 o'clock in the morning. No, was it 10? 10 or 10:30? 10 o'clock. From 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. That's how much workshop time. People was wore out just from the workshops.
I think so.
The workshops.
They were so worn out. Ted took a survey on who wanted an after party on Saturday. Now, we had an after party on Friday, but they took a vote for Saturday. I think it was only 2 people that wanted to do an after party on Saturday. It was worn out.
Ted stopped while he had everybody making announcements. He said, I want to see a show of hands. I've never seen a promoter do this before. He said, I want to see a show of hands who is willing, who wants to go to the after party. Nobody raised their hands except for probably 3 people, and I think all of them was in their 30s.
I'm down for an after party. You know, anytime anybody I roll with, if you're not after party,
you ain't no party people, don't come.
With us. But I didn't even want to hit an after party on Saturday, so I was like, damn.
That's how hard it went. Cause right after the workshops,
hey, Regina, you see me now.
Right after the workshops, I did my thing. We kept the floor packed. We kept everybody moving. I was trying to break ankles. You know, one of my guys out of Chicago, he came up to me. He said, "Man, listen, I'm gonna need you to slow down." He said, "Cause I can't figure out if I want to eat or I want to dance. You killing me right now." Cause that's what we do. What?
Now, one thing I did like that what you and Ted did when you were DJing the workshops. Ted kept doing education with the music. He would ask Brian to play something from Chicago back in the day. We talking like early 80s.
He told me, take me home. So I took him home.
Early 80s, 70s. And he had the students raise their hand. How many people heard that song? It was always like 1 or 2. I was so proud of my San Antonio family because they knew the songs because, of course, you know, they've been around Brian DJing. So, but a lot of the people didn't know the song. Right. So I thought that was amazing because a lot of instructors that don't know the music that teach these classes, people are lost.
Well, not only that, when the instructors are not real familiar with the culture, they don't know the songs that need to be played in their classes. And one of the things that I was happy to see Ted do, which a real seasoned instructor would do this. First of all, they know enough about the culture to be instructing. They know enough about the culture to understand what dances are the roots in this community. And when Ted said, okay, man, take me home, he wanted to hear music that we played before any of this other new school stuff was even around. And I hit him hard with it. And each time he would say, how many people here have heard that one before? And you'd have a couple people hold their hands up. But now my San Antonio folks was on their game because why? Because I DJ here in San Antonio and I not only play my music, and this is something that all DJs, a real DJ, knows and understands. You have to educate your people about the music that you're playing. And in order to educate them, you got to know something about it yourself. You got to know what the music is. You got to know where it came from, when it was played, where it was played, and how the whole thing played out. So when I sit up there and I play a certain song, even right here in San Antonio, I educate the people. When I'm playing a song and I know it's something they haven't heard before, I'm going to say, okay, look, y'all, this song right here, this take me back to such and such a place at such and such a time, and this is how we did it back then. Y'all go on and get it in. Let's go to work. And they do it. Now, so when we go out, now that they're traveling around all over the country, when they go to places and they'll go to Chicago or wherever, and they'll hear DJ play certain songs, they say, oh, yeah, B play that all the time.
Yeah, they familiar with them old
That's right.
school Chicago classics.
Because see, you don't just do things, you educate while you're doing it.
I was proud. I was like, yay! I saw my sisters raising their hand in class. Thank you, Susu. Hair by Frenchie. Frenchie.
Yes,
I
Frenchie
forgot to say
Payne.
this
Frenchie
on Saturday.
Payne, y'all. That's her hairstylist here in San Antonio by way of
It made it through the weekend.
by way of Gary. Well, she Gary, Tennessee, then Gary, Indiana, Chicago way.
And then
Frenchie Payne. That's Vanilla Drop, Miss White's sister. So yeah, she down here doing her thing.
Yes, she lives
Down here getting it in. So now we got some Chicago hairstylists in the building right here in San Antone. So the whole thing with, I mean, like I said, everything just went really well. I'm sure there's a lot of little details that I'm leaving out, but
one thing, $100 weekend, they feed
oh yeah,
you.
for $100.
E. Lamar, maybe you can help me, or Mrs. Lamar. I don't know if they fed you on Thursday, but Friday night they fed you, Saturday night they fed you, and Sunday they fed you for $100. It's a nice cozy set. The men put in work at Ted's event.
Yes, they did.
Friday night he had, he's famous for doing this. He has all the guys stand up and then he works each side of the room. I think that's nice. And the Tennessee guys, Philadelphia, Georgia, of course Texas, they always putting in work. So it was a good time.
Let me give a shout out right quick. Regina Freeman, how you doing, doll? Sue, what's up, baby? We see you this weekend. We coming through. David Calhoun, come through, fam. We gonna be in the building. Anthony Sumner, he said he gonna stay on me till I come to Detroit. Hey man, all you gotta do is get on the promoter up there, baby. All you gotta do is tell him, hey, we need Inside Stepping. We'll come through.
We sell tickets.
Yeah, we bring people. People come when we come. I'm just saying. You know, I don't beg nobody to bring us out, but I promise you, when we do come, more people show up. And that's just a fact. It's proven. You can ask these other promoters, they'll tell you.
I think for Texas, one year we had 5 tables.
Yeah. So anyway, the whole rest of the event, man, just came off without a hitch. No glitches in the matrix. Everything was wonderful. We had a great time, and hey, boom.
Yep.
Now
put them on the calendar for next year.
And you was talking about men, right? You talking about the men dancing. Listen, I ain't never seen Pony Mac dance so much in my life.
Yeah,
Pony Mac
was putting
he
in work.
Stayed on the
Lenore
floor.
Always on the floor. But yeah, Pony was putting in work. I was cracking up laughing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, this year the color theme was, because it is Crush and Cream, and Crush is whatever flavor Crush that they decide on yearly. So next year, this year was purple. Next year is yellow, y'all. So it's going to be yellow and cream
my favorite color
in the building. Crush and Cream for next year is yellow.
I should say one of my favorites.
And there will be a fire sale coming up. When it does, I will be announcing it. So get ready, because we will be in the building once again and come next year. Which now I'm about to segue. Can we move on now?
We can move on. Let me, where's my little thing? Boom, boom, boom. Yes.
We are about to segue into the next area. Well, where we were already. We're going to say, off top, when we have had, okay, so this event went on this weekend. And where we were headed with that conversation a few minutes ago is here. And we've talked about this before. There are so many events that are taking place. However, one caveat, something that I'm noticing, that I've noticed this year, every event, now this is where I'm looking for my audience participation. I'm going to need y'all's opinions. I want y'all to chime in and tell me what you think. How do y'all feel about there being so many events around the country? Number one. The thing is this weekend alone, and I'm only naming a couple, while Crush and Cream was taking place, this is the 8th annual this year. Next year will be 9 years. But while this was taking place, we had the 2nd annual DC Stepper set.
You said 2nd annual?
Yeah, it was I believe it was their 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
The DC Steppers Ball. Sam Chapman was out there. Hey Fred, I believe. Willie Chapman. And my man Rudy Dotton was over there. And we also had Milwaukee's largest preliminary, the last preliminary before the world's largest. That's 3. And then I heard there were 2 out in California and 1 in Indiana, all during the same weekend.
Wow.
Now,
So that was
here's
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events.
yeah, and
7 events.
and here's my thing. We know that there are a lot of people who want to reinvent the wheel. Devin Smith, how you doing, brother? And my thing is, at what point do people say, I don't want to walk on somebody else's thing?
I think
I should
just my 2 cents. The 7 events. I think it's good to have some options. So, so if you live, I mean, like for us, it's a 9-hour drive, but like
so
DC,
okay,
too far, I wouldn't drive there and flying. Last minute ticket. Nope.
So you think that people just having events all over the place, all on top of each other?
They all. Look, I mean, it's all different persons.
Here's the thing: the stepping world is only so big. There's only so many people who do this. This is not a large. It's big compared to other dances, especially cultural dances. But let's be straight up. There are so many small events going on all over the place. The only event that I saw this year that did not take a hit was the Heritage Ball. That's the only one. They had numbers. Now, I'm not saying numbers make a party, but let's be honest, y'all. The cost of these events is steadily going up. It is reflected in the cost that is passed on to you, the consumer.
Should you go to the grocery store, $250 for a
bag
of groceries?
Absolutely. And my point is, at what point do we say, I mean, because if that's the case, okay. Let's say 5 more people decide, and we ain't got to just talk about this weekend. Let's just talk about all the weekends throughout the year. Let's say 5 more people decide next year, I'm going to throw my hat in the arena. I want to throw a party too. Well, what day we going to do it on? Well, we'll do it on this weekend because it's convenient for me. But then at the same time, you got my man Devin, you got Black and Bling going on. You got Angie Fain, the Phoenix Jam going on. You got Denim and Diamonds going on. You got
look at it like this. If I'm in Texas, Devin's in Dallas, Chicago to Dallas, you can get some reasonable playing fare. Texas to Dallas, you can get some reasonable playing fare. But maybe people in Detroit might not get a reasonable playing fare, so they're going to stay Chicago, Ohio, or Detroit, Michigan.
Within their region.
Yes.
And I get that. I got that. But let's face the facts, though. We're talking about events that are advertised nationally. And again, okay, like you said, and Kathleen Rose Davis just said, y'all like options. There's nothing wrong with options. But let's be honest. Out of all of these parties, which ones are actually good parties? Which ones are actually quality parties?
Okay, so for some people, I know you said the Heritage Ball was the largest. Some people,
it was the one that it's the one that I said didn't take a hit.
Right. And some people might say it's just too many people. I'm not interested in going. I'd rather go the first weekend in Atlanta where it's gonna be 300 people
lesser
or less.
people, right?
And some people
I like smaller sets.
Party. At least with 300 people or less, you might get a chance to at least dance with everybody once for the weekend.
Well, I'm not even trying to tell people how to spend their money. People gonna do what they want to do. But what I am saying is, if when people give these other parties, it muddies the water. That's just my opinion. It throws. Okay, yeah. Linda Sanders says Chalk Jane was in Montgomery this weekend.
Okay, so I didn't even know it was going on.
Well, that's my but now that would have probably been a more of a regional thing, and that's fine. But you got people that are advertising on a national scale. They're doing 3-day events. Now it would even be different if people was doing 1-day events, I think.
But I think if you're doing 1 day, you're not gonna get people to travel. It's just strictly
well, hold on. Now you just contradicted yourself. If you want people, listen. If you want people to travel, then you're not talking about regional. Now you're talking about national. So again, now you putting events on top of other events.
So national, if you couldn't do a national 1 day.
Regina Freeman just said, and it thins out the crowd. But here again.
Wait, but what's she saying thins out the crowd?
When you're advertising an event on a national scale, right? You got 2 options. You're either doing it regionally, locally, or nationally. Okay? You can't have it both ways. So, yes, you want to be able to say, well, I want to go to this so-and-so's party. I want to do this thing over here. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
But again, outside of Chicago, Chicago is probably one of the only places that you can literally give 3 sets on the same night, uh, and all of them be crowded.
Yeah, and then it's funny because you see people run too from one party to the next because we do. We be in Chicago.
Elamar just said, people are free to have their events, but when you're dividing the community, how do you form that closer bond in the stepping community, which I believe is the goal? Then finances will determine. Exactly. So here's what I was saying again about on the money side. You're asking people to, if you got a theme, buy clothes, transportation, that drive, rent a car, drive a car, fly, plane, train, or automobile. You got the cost of admission, and some of these costs have gone all the way up. And this goes back to what I was just saying a minute ago. It is costing more money for the promoters to actually do the events, which means they're going to pass those costs on to you. Most promoters are not prepared to take the kind of hit that they're going to take when people don't show up, when their ticket sales are not on point.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people going to wash themselves out this year. Between this year and next year, I promise you, y'all going to see a huge difference.
Okay, so let's go to some of these. Susu said something about, I guess, her budget, and Regina said they budget can't, afford the parties. But now, so people who like going on cruises, you go on a 5-day or 7-day cruise, which is probably more than going stepping. It's just me. I'd rather go stepping than go on a cruise and be bored and watching them do some line dancing and watching a bunch of drunk, I'm not going to say who, drunk, non-dancing folks. And it looks boring to me. So for me, I'd rather go to a stepper set, and then you still travel, and I get to go tour and check out stuff in the city.
Every individual is entitled and should be respected for spending their money however
Absolutely.
they choose. I agree with that. For example, you got some people who love certain DJs and other people who hate them. People pick and choose what they like, and that's fine. My thing, though, is with all of the events, and again, I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do because people going to do what they want to do. And the simple fact is you're going to figure out whether or not what you're doing is a hit or not, whether or not people show up.
All right.
But for me, when you think about it, it's just too much. It's too many. It's way too many. Too many 3-day events on a national scale.
And then, okay, so I'm going to say for us, we used to do motorcycle events.
Right.
We traveled just like we do with stepping.
That's right.
And it might have been a little cheaper, though, because you didn't have to buy no outfits. We wore jeans and boots and jackets.
And wear them colors, baby.
And
you know what it is.
Car, gas, trailer. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on what you like. Some people want to go out and eat.
Right.
Spend $200-$300 on eating and drinking out.
But now let me ask you this: how many national motorcycle events did you see on one weekend? Matter of fact, in the motorcycle community, you bet not try to promote a motorcycle event on a weekend where it's another major motorcycle event going on.
Do that too.
No, but I'm saying though, if you want to make that comparison, you bet not.
Daytona and Myrtle Beach and all of them have different dates. Galveston.
I wish you would try to promote a big event on the same weekend as a roundup. You gonna have your hands full.
The motorcycle community is a lot more respectful.
Yeah. You bet not try it. So, look, Sharisa, Data Sanders. Okay, yeah. Sharisa, that's what's up. Yes, we riders. And so we understand, this is not our first rodeo in regard to organized events around the country. And that's just one of our circles that we travel in. But my point is that, again, I think people should just be more mindful and be more respectful. There are some other things that I happen to have wind of that are coming up next year. It's going to be a whole lot of head bumping going on. It's going to be some upset folks, and there's going to be a lot of competition.
Okay, read what Yolanda
And
said.
there's going to be a lot of events that are falling off. Yolanda Bassett World says, I have to say this, I am tired of all the stepping sets due to the fact that everyone is in competition with others and have been friends for long years. Yet the set break up friendships. Yes, I agree.
Oh, the sets
I agree.
do break up friendships.
I agree with that. Yes, it does.
Oh, some of the people weren't your friends.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, them
wasn't
wasn't
be your friend because they might have thought you was popular, or if you from Chicago, they want to be your friend because you from Chicago, and then once they get what they want, they gonna dip out, or they want to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jamila Salim says
God
the
has some good
saturation is
friends, too.
real. Absolutely. Well, I'll say this, and I'm gonna quote Josiah Burt on this one. These people ain't your friends. These are people that you have something in common with because we dance together. Very, you'll be lucky if you meet someone that is actually a friend out of this. Now I have to admit that my wife and I have met some fantastic people.
Some real friends.
We have met some people who we thought were fantastic, and all
Yeah,
they
they
were
wasn't shit.
they were nothing more than leeches and hanger-ons, and people that just had whatever their
'Cause
motive
for real
was for
friend,
hanging
you got a
around.
little squabble, something you should be able to
That's
straighten
right.
out.
You got a
That's what I
squabble
love
with a
about you
friend.
guys. Y'all can do that.
Yeah, you got a real squabble. Me and my partners that's in this game, my collaboration members, and a couple other cats that I came from the cradle to the grave with that's in this stepping game. Listen, we got beef. We squash our beef. We do what we can do whatever we got to do. If we got to box, we got to talk, whatever it is. We got to cuss each other out, smoke a cigar, have a drink, whatever it is. We get it squashed and we go on keep it moving. The rest of you busters can kick rocks with no shoes and socks, in the words of Josiah Burt, because I don't give a damn one way or the other. What you see here is what you get. The same guy you see talking to y'all right now on this camera is the same guy you get when you meet him. Don't nothing about me change. I'm steady, solid.
Miss Sanders said National Bikers Roundup is locked down every year.
Every year.
Yeah, that's true. So the motorcycle community is way more respectful. I definitely have to go back and I definitely have to say that. What did she say? Workshops are overrated.
Yep, workshops are overrated, and I agree with that too. Dina Moore Morrison says, we, Miami Steve and myself, have this quandary deciding to host Adult Stepper Spring Break in Myrtle Beach with Mother's Day being the only option. May 8th through the 11th of 2025. The rates are higher because it's the beach. What are your thoughts? I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are because I have been made aware of you guys' event. I am 100% with you all on it. I think it is a fantastic idea and an even better location, specifically because I spent a lot of time in Myrtle Beach, especially being a biker. And the event, matter of fact, that particular month, right? That date that you have there, the 8th through the 11th, is right when their rate changes take place in Myrtle Beach. Because they go into their summer season right there. And I've rented many houses in Myrtle Beach, big houses. We used to.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say with that date, she's asking
That's Mother's Day. So what I'm saying is this. I think it's a great event, a great idea for an event. I think it would be good. But I think that Mother's Day is going to be a challenge. Only because that to me is going to be a hit or miss. That's going to be something that you would probably need to
kind of play around with.
Yeah, you would need to. I would survey people and find out if it's something that they would attend. But then just because they say it don't mean they'll actually do it. But I would play around with that only because of what the holiday is. It ain't like Father's Day. Don't nobody give a damn about us. So we, that you could get away with that. But Mother's Day, I don't know. Because people, I got to be with my mama. I got to go, my kids.
Well, tell your kids you want to go to this stepping event.
And let them pay for it. Kathleen Rose Davis says that Cynthia Bean has a calendar, but not everyone gives her information about the events. And I agree, yeah. As a matter of fact, I would like to really get with Cynthia Bean and work with her on that calendar to the degree where it is more publicized. Like, for example, we could do something where we show a segment on this show where everybody can see what's coming up on a weekly basis. I think that would be a great idea.
And a lot of new dancers probably don't even know who Cynthia Bean is because they knew. And Cynthia Bean has been in.
Hey, Maddie B, we're going to see you in a few weeks, baby. She said, hello, y'all. In Chicago, there can be 4 or 5 sets in one night. It's okay with me. Yeah, well, the thing about Chicago is you can get away with that. I mean, that's a thing. Bridget, hey, Vanilla Drop. She said she told you, Dina Moore, she will be there. They're waiting on you and Steve.
I'm just gonna call my kids and say, hey, I know where I want to go for Myrtle Beach.
We definitely will come. We'll come because we love Myrtle Beach. We used to go every year.
Yeah, every year for 10 years straight.
Every year. Period. That was my bike weekend. Memorial weekend.
I
period.
will say this about Myrtle Beach though. I don't know where
Bridget
you're
say, bring your mama.
I don't know. Right, bring your mama.
Bring your
I
mama.
don't know what
bring
area
your mama
you're looking
you.
in for Myrtle Beach, but Myrtle Beach is a little shady. Some parts of the beach is higher than others.
Well, yeah, wait a minute.
But I remember calling when we were getting houses there.
Listen to me. I hear you, and you're right. The problem is the problem. Oh, okay. Well, you want to hear what I got to say, or you want to keep talking? We're bikers. We get treated different. Okay. I think they won't have no problems. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. They know when we was calling for houses at that particular time, they knew all of the bikers was coming to town. Period, period, period. Yes, they charged us a premium, and yes, we paid it because we didn't care. We was coming anyway. That's just what it was.
So let's do a
They didn't necessarily like us. Police presence was very, very heavy, but they knew it was a bunch of bikers in town, especially black bikers, and it was going down. So that was that.
So she said in a hotel. So what part are you talking about? What was the name of that street where the hotels was down?
Surfside.
Surfside. Are you talking about Surfside? Or are you talking about
Ocean Boulevard, Surfside? Because both of those, either one of those makes a difference. Well,
yeah. And what was the part that we always stayed in?
We stayed down in Murrells Inlet.
Yeah, they had better rates down there.
Yeah,
to me.
But Murrells Inlet is like it's like 2 miles, 3 miles off the strip.
And it was right by that pier.
Right. But we used to get a house on the ocean every year. We would be right on the water. Like you go out the back door of the ocean. That's it. That's how we roll. Let's see. Maddie said, "Babe, we can do it for sure. But there will be 3 or 4 sets around the country." Yeah. But see, again, Maddie B, a lot of people, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm finding out. Yeah, North Myrtle Beach. That's pretty much where we were.
So
I'm finding North Myrtle that's on the other end, closer to North Carolina. I mean South Carolina, North Carolina.
The water, so the ocean is in front of you, and that's going to your left.
Now North Myrtle is up there at what's the Black Beach?
No, close to Atlantic Beach.
Atlantic Beach. Yeah, that's North
Dallas.
Myrtle.
Dita, call me. I'm a 6
Yeah,
7
Poppy
8
can help you with this one.
6 7
a lot.
857-1900.
She know all the ropes
Call
to Myrtle
me after
Beach.
The show.
So now, let me see. It was something I was getting ready to address here.
She said the police pressure turned off of Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, they
after the years, with the millennials learning how to ride or whatever that age group is.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. So Maddie B, the thing about the 3-4 sets in Chicago and around the country, see, Chicago, a lot of Chicago people don't travel. You don't have to. There are a lot of people who are starting, and I've heard this repeatedly. There are a lot of people who are beginning to stop traveling to these other events around the country and just spend that money coming to Chicago because it's more economical. I've said that on the show before. You can go to Chicago for an entire week, pay for your hotel, get an Airbnb, whatever. You ain't gonna spend $100 going to all the parties, down there with food included. And you're gonna get all the dances. You're gonna get all the dances. You're gonna be in the environment that you need to be in to really get this culture and everything that goes with it down. What better place to go?
A lot of people scared to go to Chicago, even though Memphis is in the top 5 of crime, and St. Louis, I think.
Chicago ain't even in the top 10.
Chicago's not even in the top 10, but people listen to other people and just make up shit, and they,
Yeah, so a lot of people are starting to stop this moving around everywhere, and they're starting to just come to Chicago. And one thing that I can say, I am proud to say that my Chicago folks are quite hospitable when out of towners come.
They know how to act when company
They actually,
comes.
they act right when company comes.
Yes.
I haven't heard not one horror story yet, and I don't want to, because we don't want to get a game of black eye. But these people at home have been quite hospitable. I love when I meet somebody that I know hadn't been there and they popped into Chicago and they come back talking about people at home like they've been knowing them all their life. I think that's very cool.
Spot. I don't know why people have they.
Chicago is a beautiful city, period, especially in the summertime. Oh my God, I love being at home. It's off the chain. Chicago was bananas, man. I still love it.
There's other things to do there besides dance. In the daytime, it's the best museums and art galleries. There's lots of stuff to do there.
Absolutely. And we're going to be there this Friday. I'm going to be over at Visions playing Friday night from 8 to 9 because we got several DJs. That's the CVS all-class picnic, so we're going to get it in over there. I can't wait to hang around my people. Looking forward to that. Now, let me see. What I got here? What was you going to say? Yeah, look. She got to write it down, y'all. She don't want to crack out of turn. Man, go on. This is my show. She always trying to tell me what not to say. See this?
Maddie,
this where we be
the class.
This is where we be
class
fighting
of
at.
84. Okay.
Oh, that's what's up, Maddie B. Come through, baby. Dennis Howard Hodges in the building. What's up, Pastor D in the house?
That's very cool.
And there's a strong possibility I may be playing somewhere else this weekend as well in Chicago. So if you're in the city, look out for your boy DJ Be Real because it's going down. I'm telling you now. Josiah Bird is in the house. What's up, man? On his way back from his building session down there in Huntsville, Alabama. On his way back to Tennessee.
CBS party. She said they off the
Yep,
chain.
they'll be with us in Chicago. They'll be at Visions this weekend too. Mr. Burt and me, you know, we gonna do the damn thing. Kim Davis in the house. What's up, baby?
You never did text me.
So we gonna do the damn thing over the weekend. Now, I was told not to touch this subject tonight.
Okay, here we go. I have it now.
Oh, it's right there. That's why I had it right there. Okay. See how you are. Anyway, I'm gonna do a survey. No, I'm not. Let me leave that alone. I don't even feel like being bothered right now.
Let's do the one thing. Myrtle Beach Mother's Day weekend. Will you guys travel on Mother's Day weekend?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Show us some hearts if you're willing to travel on Mother's Day weekend to go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, to participate in what is sure to be a fantastic Steppers event. Show me some hearts, y'all. Pop them things up there. For y'all that's on the Facebook stream, let me see what you got. Oh, yeah, we looking real